Yes, Adam Shine, Kyle Long at our CBS studios in New York. And Kyle, I would make the case the Miami Dolphins, the biggest mess to start the 2025 campaign. Game was competitive against New England. That, to me, doesn't really matter. Team 0-2, a disaster week one against Indianapolis. Short week this week against the Buffalo Bills.
That'll be great, Adam.
Woo! Kyle Long, where do the Dolphins go from here?
Well, the first thing they do is they call Ace Ventura, because when crimes involving animals happens, that's who you call. You know what? Honestly, I give a lot of credit to Tua because he showed up and he competed. I give credit to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, who showed up in a big way today in the way that they expect their offense to show up. When I take a look at the defense for the Dolphins, I love the rush group for the Miami Dolphins. I look at a guy like Bradley Chubb, able to get home. Chop Robinson, obviously we're waiting on the update for him. And with a short week, it could be even a more porous defense if Chop Robinson can't be back out there. But this morning, you see the banner flying over the stadium. It says, "Fire Mike McDaniel." And I just want to make sure that if you are going to point fingers in South Florida, don't do it at Tua, because what I saw today was a quarterback who was going through his process, and he looked like the guy we've seen have success previously. But in terms of leadership, in terms of organization, top-down respect, leadership, I'm not in the building, but what I can glean from watching this team on film and every Sunday now, they're just not ready to win. And while they have good players on their team, they're not a good team.
You nailed it. And honestly, I think it goes back to ownership, and it goes back to the GM, and it goes back to the head coach. And when you have a players-only meeting after week number one.
Week one.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I never have. And I was talking with Antonio Pierce and Matt Ryan today, and that is a telltale sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
That week one, the players meeting, let's shut the door, guys. That's a week 5 thing, worst case scenario. Week 6, maybe. You wait till the first quarter of the season's done. If they're doing that right now, and that's how they lose today, some of the penalties that kept New England's drives alive, if you want to win football games, you can't do that. And I'll tell you, you can only get away with those things if you're a great football team. We see Kansas City have some of those gaffes from time to time, but they can overcome it. They know how to win. Miami hasn't known how to win in a long time, and these fans in Miami are going crazy.
And they should, and I agree with them. And Tua played well for the most part. Tyreek Hill made splash plays, what feels like for the first time in ages, Kyle. And, you know, you saw that great return, and then bam, New England with the return of their own to take the lead. Drake May on the ground, Drake May throwing the ball. I mean, this is a systematic problem here in terms of coaching, accountability, handling success and prosperity. I mean, I don't see the Miami Dolphins digging out of this. Before the season started, I thought they were going to be a last-place team behind the Jets in the division. I think they are going to get smoked against Buffalo. Josh Allen and company, they're on fire to start the campaign. I think it's going to get really loud really early. And I would not be surprised if Mike McDaniel is the first coach fired in 2025.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And you know what? Is it too early to start calling for people's jobs or to even inquire about having this conversation? Obviously, I've been in a few of the buildings where the head coaches have been let go. I've never been in a building where they were let go during the season. And for Miami Dolphins fans, you just have to understand that this thing will probably get worse before it gets better. But I would imagine that if you're a Dolphins fan, you only think it can only get better from here. So you have to hope that they bring in some form of leadership that has a semblance of an idea of how to do this thing. And not only with the leadership, you have to have players that show up and compete week in, week out.
Great point.
And, you know, I hate to say that a team isn't competing, but you take a look at the track record of the Miami Dolphins over the course of the last 8-9 years.
You nailed it.
And it's been non-competitive, particularly in the later months. And it's frustrating for Dolphins fans. And if anything else, they want to see them start hot when the weather's hot. When you get a home game, New England coming down to Miami. This is where Tua is 7-0 against New England. So they didn't show it today, and they have a lot of question marks.
What's that like in a locker room when the team trades glue guys and dogs? Jalen Ramsey, who can rub people the wrong way, he fights, and he's had an immediate impact on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jonnu Smith coming off a career year. You get rid of guys like that, it has a domino effect in the locker room.
Well, you start to question the decision making, and when if you question one decision, you probably are going to go down the line and question about 1,000 other ones, Adam. I can only imagine the million questions being asked in that locker room right now. Inside the locker room, upstairs, there's probably dissent. There's people probably setting up to secure their positions on a staff or try to stay in the building if they are to make a change. That's the nature of the business. It's ugly. It's disgusting, but we got to cover it every week.
Ugly, disgusting. I'll say biggest disaster in the NFL first 2 weeks. And Buffalo is up next. Oh, good.